Hello, amazing people. Let's solve this ADXL A-level question together, okay? It's very simple. If you know what to do, you can drop your own thoughts in the comments. Meanwhile, let me show you how best to answer this. Now, this is what we are given. When you look at this question, you'll be like, how do I start? Now, this is called function of x. And we are given that this function of x is this. Now, when you look at this, you notice that the key variable here is x. Because you are told, as you read down, we are told A and B are constant. So it means that x is the variable. So if this variable x has the highest power to be 3, we call such a function a cubic function. I hope that is clear. So this is a cubic function. And let's read down. We are asked, when this function is divided by this, the remainder is 30. Okay? Now, if you read down, we are asked to show that this is equal to this. Then, given that this is a factor of this particular function also, we are asked to find another equation in A and B and then find the values of A and B. Now, let's do this together, okay? So, to answer this, what do? We have heard that the statement said, when this function is divided by this, the remainder. Now, when you have heard that word, the remainder, you remind yourself of the remainder theorem. And what does the remainder theorem says? It says that if you are given a function of x, and this function of x is divided by, let's say, x minus a, when you use this to divide this particular function, okay, it means that what you do is, if you equate this one to be 0, you get the 0 of this divisor. So x will now be equal to, add a to both sides, x will be equal to a. So what it means is that if you substitute this a into this function, if you substitute it here, it's going to be f of a, okay? And if this f of a will now be equal to r, we said that this is your what? Your remainder theorem. That's when you substitute the divisor, the 0 of the divisor into the function, it should be equal to r. This is what we call the remainder theorem. Now, let's use that guide to answer this question. Now, to answer this question, what do? Just simply, this is what you are using to divide, just like x minus a. So what we're going to do now is, so we're going to take this off. Meanwhile, we are going to write it. Remember, we are dividing with this. Each time you divide with this, we have it that f of a is equal to r. So this is going to be our guide. So what do you do here now? This is what you're using to divide. So equate it to 0, just like here. So we're going to have 2x minus 1 is 0. So what do? Add 1 to both sides. If you do that, you are going to have 2x is equal to 1. Okay? Get the value of x. So you divide by 2. I hope you are with me there. Divide by 2. So that you have it that x is equal to half. So since you've gotten x as half, this is what we are going to substitute into the function, okay? And when you substitute it, just like you did here, it will be equal to the remainder. So by substituting, what do you have? So we now substitute. We are going to have f of x. So it's going to be f of your x. Your x has taken a value of half. So it's going to be f of half is equal to 24 bracket our x is half. So it will be half cubed plus a bracket half squared minus 3 bracket half, okay, then plus b. And when you are done substituting, according to your remainder theorem, it should be equal to the remainder. And the remainder from the question is 30. So this should be equal to 30. I hope this is clear. Now let's keep working it out. So in that case, we are going to have, so what it means that the whole of this is equal to 30. So we are going to have 24. This will be 1 cube. You know, the cube is for both 1 and 2. So 1 cube is 1. And 2 cube is 2 times 2 times 2, giving us 8. Okay, then plus, this is a, 1 squared is 1 times 1, and 2 squared is 2 times 2, giving us 4. Okay, so we have negative, remember this is 3 over 1. So when you have it, it's 3 over 1 times 1 over 2, This will give us 3 over 2. So we have 3 over 2. I hope you're with me there. Then plus b is equal to 30. So what do you do again? So we're going to still simplify. Make this to be over 1. This will cancel 1. Cancel this 3. 3 multiplies this will give us 3. So we have 3 over 1 is 3. Okay, this is a over 1. Multiply a by 1, we have a. 1 by 4 will give us 4. Then we have negative 3 over 2 plus b is equal to 30. So what do you do again? Just clear the fraction. So the LCM of the fraction is 4, sorry. So we're going to multiply each one by 4. Okay, so to clear it, so we multiply 3 by 4 plus multiply this by 4, a over 4 multiply by 4, multiply this also by 4, multiply b by 4, then we multiply 30 by 4 to enable us clear the fraction. So we're going to work it out here. So in that case, we're going to have so we're having it now as multiply this, you gives you 12. And this we cancel this, we have a. This we cancel, we have 2. Multiply, you have negative 6. Then we have b times 4 will give us 4b. Then is equal to 30 times 4 will give us 120. Very simple and interesting. So what do you do here? You see, we've reduced it now. So we're going to collect the constants together. So we have 12 minus this is going to give us 6. So we have a plus 4b. This is giving us plus 6 is equal to 120. Okay, so this means we have a plus 4b. Let's remove this. So we are going to subtract. So we subtract, because it's positive, you subtract. So we have 120 minus 16 minus 6. So if you do that, you have a plus 4b is equal to, subtract this, you get 114. And look at what the question says. Show that a plus 4b is equal to 114. We have answered the first question. Okay, so we've been able to show it, and this is what we got. So let's go to the next part of the question. I hope this is making sense to you. Okay, so the next part says, given also that x plus 1 is a factor of the same polynomial. So what does it mean? When you hear about factor, it's just the same with the remainder. The only difference is that for a factor, when you divide with x minus a, for a factor theorem, what it means is that when you divide with this, okay, you are going to have it that f of a is going to be what? 0. That means when you substitute this, the 0 of the divisor, into the function, there will be no remainder. That is just the difference between factor and remainder theorem. So for the factor theorem, when you substitute, there is no remainder. So everything should be equal to 0. Now we are told that x plus 1 is a factor. So what does it mean? If x plus 1 is a factor, see what we do. This is going to give us, we're going to now have x plus 1 is equal to 0. Make it to be equal to 0. Get the 0 of the divisor. Okay, so we're going to now have, add 1 to subtract 1, we have this. So in that case, we're going to have, this we cancel, we have x is equal to 0 minus 1 is negative 1. So x is equal to negative 1. What do you do with this? You are going to substitute it into the function and equate it to 0, because we said that x plus 1 is a factor. So in that case, we're going to substitute x minus 1 into the function, which we have it as f of x is equal to 24x cubed plus ax squared minus 3x plus b. Okay, so let's put in this value of x here. So in that case, we are going to have it as f of negative 1, because x is negative 1, is equal to 24 into negative 1 cubed plus a into our x is negative 1 squared, then minus 3 into negative 1, then plus b. And remember we said is a factor. Please remember, this is part of the B section, okay? So if it's a factor, that means it should be equal to 0. I hope that is clear. So let's simplify. So it means we are going to now have this giving us 24. Negative 1 cube will give us negative 1, okay? And when you multiply it by 24, it gives us negative 24. So this is what we have. Negative 1 squared is 1. And multiplied by a, you have a. This will give us positive 3 plus b is equal to 0. Interesting. So what do you do again? You are going to now have a plus b. Negative 24 plus 3 will give us negative 21. So we have negative 21 is equal to 0. So this implies a plus b, add this to both sides. So we're going to have equal to 21. So you see, we've gotten another equation because the second part says, find another equation in A and B. Did you see it? So we've answered this, and this becomes the second equation. So we can call this equation 2, and this is what we have as equation 1. Now, what do we do with these equations? Let's see the next part of the question. It says, find the value of A and B. So what it means is that we are going to solve these two equations we have gotten now. And when you have two equations with two different unknowns, what does it lead you to? It leads you to a system of equation, or what we call the simultaneous equation. So we're going to solve this simultaneously. And to do that, we are going to now have, so this is going to give us, we are now answering the C part. So we bring the two equations together. A plus 4b is equal to 114. Then a plus b is equal to 21. Equation 1, and this is equation 2. So we're going to use elimination method, okay? Because the coefficients here are the same and they are positive. So because they are positive, you remove by subtraction. So we subtract. In that case, we're going to have a minus a is 0. 4b minus b will give us 3b, okay? Then 114 minus 21 is going to give us 93. So what do you do now? To get your b, you divide both sides by the coefficient, which is 3. So if you divide this, you are going to have b is giving us 3 here is 3, 3 here is 1. So we have 31 as the value of b. Okay, now that we've gotten b, the next is to find the value of a. So we're going to get the value of a by substituting the b in any of the equations. So you can quickly do that in equation 1 or 2. So let's use equation 2. So we put b in equation 2. And if you do that, you're having a plus our b is 31 and is equal to 21. Did you see that? Very interesting. So what do you do now? You are going to have subtract this from both sides, okay? So if you do that, you have a is equal to, subtract this is giving us negative 10. So it means that the value of a here is negative 10 and the value of b is 31. And we've been able to answer question C. And I hope you learned a lot. Please let us know how much in the comment section. It helps us to do more. Remember, you can subscribe for the more you will get from us. Click on the notification button for more and give this tutorial a thumbs up, share with your friends. See you and bye-bye.